Man, that is such a good song. Earth, Wind and Fire, of course, with Let's Groove. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and a little bit of a break before we now get into the second map. And I say now, but I don't really mean now, because we're not even really in it yet. But I wanted to just, you know, stop having a break and talk a little bit. How about you, Samler? Well, are you actually here? That's you know, relevant first question, I suppose.
I'm here, mate.
All
One
right,
second. I'm wrapping up a conversation real quick.
Fair enough. Do that in the meantime. Yeah, allow me to welcome all of you here to the channel. Again, a big thanks to all of you who are subscribing to the channel. You have no idea how much it helps us out. It's one of the few sources of income that we have, and we really do appreciate it a whole lot. So, yep, a big thanks to all of you. It's kind of a daring project that Samra and I have going on with this channel, and we're hoping to be able to make the absolute most of it. And obviously, you guys have to remember to tune in on Wednesday when we're going to be doing our own tournament again with Case King and Alpenfun and Beat Phoenix and Zoe. It's going to be great fun. If you guys click the links at the bottom of the stream, right under your stream, there are some links. I think one of them is for YouTube, and I think there's some Facebook links down there as well that you can click, and then you can join in the raffle that's going on. So you should definitely do that if you haven't done it already. If you do it now, then you don't have to do it for the rest of the weeks, and it's going to be the next 13 weeks that we'll be doing it. So there's, you know, there's some incentive to keep it up. We'll be giving away next time, I believe, a power supply, which is more than 1,000 watts. I actually forget the name, which is embarrassing, but we will be giving away a pretty cool power supply, which, you know, I'll bring you guys up to date again. But that's pretty much it. So that's it. Remember to follow the channel as well, so we can keep climbing on that Twitch Top 100 list. I think right now we're at 93, and we want to, you know, make it all the way to the top. Okay, maybe not to the top, but we want to make it pretty far up if we can. But now we're on Inferno here. This is Dreamhack Valencia, and it's the grand finals between LDLC and Epsilon. A best-of-3 game with Epsilon already pretty much just destroying LDLC in the first map. Pretty much.
That, I tried to put it mildly and say that Epsilon spotted weakness and went for it, right?
Yeah.
So that's a nice way of saying that basically LDLC made a whole bunch of mistakes and Epsilon punished them ruthlessly for him. You know, ripping round after round after round away from their fellow Frenchmen. No mercy here. This is all competition. That's pretty much it. I mean, Epsilon, they... I feel like the best way to describe it is essentially LDLC made a whole lot of mistakes, but Epsilon were up to the task to actually take advantage of those mistakes, so they didn't let the opportunities go by. GMX's round in particular on stairs there, where you managed to get a 4K and nearly an ace, like that was just kind of like case in point, where it's just like, what is going on, LDLC? So this is now it's a matter of seeing whether LDLC can bounce back. I mean, that's got to be one of those rounds where you just erase it from your memory. You wish you had like Spock or somebody there to just go to town on you, so that, you know, you wake up and it's never happened before, and you go into this thinking it's the first map of the finals, because that's what you need right now.
Yeah, and I think the problem is that I think a lot of those mistakes happened as a result of LDLC just being... I don't want to use the term weak-minded, because that makes it sound like I'm calling them stupid, and I'm definitely not. But, you know, I think, you know, as we talked about, being on LAN is a very different experience. It can be very stressful, and you can forget even very simple things because you're under a lot of pressure, and it's not like sitting at your home playing in your own chair and with your own settings, and, well, your own settings, but with your own environment, right? So I think a lot of the mistakes that happened for LDLC were as a result of that, and... the problem is, when you make mistakes because of that, and then you have to go and take a break and try and reset your mind, maybe, if you're lucky, you can do it for one round. But if Epsilon come out of this with a win in the pistol round, I imagine LDLC are going to be right back in the hole, and we'll be seeing a lot more mistakes.
Well, what we have to determine now, I suppose, is who's starting on which side, right? Because I'm assuming there's a knife round, and this isn't, you know, this isn't ESCA where they just say, like, okay, you start on this side, right? So... do you think that that's going to make a big difference? Like, regardless of which side Epsilon starts on, do you think that that's going to make a big difference going into this match?
No, I don't think it'll make a big difference for LDLC either. I think that the difference is winning the pistol round, whatever side you're on. But I will say this, though. I think Shoxy, as I said earlier, I think I would still put Forrest one step higher than Shoxy in terms of being the best pistol player in the world, but I think Shoxy's pretty close up there.
Shoxy's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, so yeah, if you're the second best pistol player in the world, you're doing a fine job. And it's just you know, a matter of opinion. Obviously, I don't have any facts to back that up. But even if he is the best or the second best, it doesn't really matter at this point. What matters is that on a map like Inferno, with the USPS, Shoxy can probably secure the round if he's on the CT side in just 2 clicks. And we've seen him done that a number of times. So that is something I'd be very frightened about if I was on LDLC side, is that initial shot from Shoxy.
Yeah. Shoxy is definitely going to be the linchpin, I suppose, but we can't forget that the rest of the guys on Epsilon have not been missing many shots either. I mean, Mistu, you know, I know that Fetish was giving us giving us a bit of a hard time the other day, saying, you know, people were like supports or carries or whatever, but Mistu really set it up like a lot of times for his teammates to get in behind flashes and get some kills. But when the opportunity presented itself, Kyoshima, GMX in particular, they stepped up to the plate. So this is the real like part where LDLC start to get worried. Is okay, you know, there is the obvious emphasis on Shoxy and his ability to just wreck teams single-handedly, but then when the rest of the team starts waking up, it's not just the Shoxy show, it's the Shoxy Shima X show. Like that's a real problem for a whole lot of teams. And it seems like Epsilon have really come a long way since Dreamhack Summer. That's the big thing that stands out right here, because they looked a bit shaky. Dreamhack Summer, you know, the team just got together. It was their first LAN, all of that. Now it seems like really like we're starting to see a team that have put some practice in, that have really put some work in, and that are starting to go starting to feel it. And
Shoxy had some truly awful matches at Dreamhack Summer where he just almost never showed up, and everyone was wondering what was happening, you know.
I may be a bit biased. I don't know. I'm Shoxy, for me, like, he's ridiculously good, but it's a question of consistency.
Well, here it comes. Shoxy goes down to the first man. Mistu tries with the deagle and actually is going to pick up a kill there. And then GMX with a double, so doing a lot of work right now for Epsilon. And it's going to be a triple for GMX. Even has time to reload. Can he get the quad? Happy is low and probably not going to be able to win this, except for the fact that he does pick up another kill. But this is still very, very tough for the LDLC player. He doesn't have the bomb, and they're going to be walking up behind him here. Kyoshima with a deagle and in a good angle looks for the shot. And all it takes is basically one body shot here and it'll be all over.
All it takes is for him not to shoot at the post. Stop shooting at the post. But let's see. Happy stands his ground, takes the fight, and Kyoshima does find that one fateful shot. And that is Epsilon now securing the pistol round on Inferno.
I'm sorry.
Pain train continues.
Did we just troll ourselves? Because they just loaded the knife config. I think we just trolled ourselves, or somebody trolled us.
It did seem like LDLC went into it thinking it was going to be the knife.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
With you. I didn't want Mirage to happen over again, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm so sorry, guys. I actually thought that was going to be live. It just seemed like they were all rushing down the middle, and obviously it wasn't. All right, then. All right. Well, at least we didn't miss the, you know, the pistol round. We just, you know, went one round earlier. So we still have time, which is good news for LDLC. As I said, I think a lot rides on this upcoming pistol round.
Well, they've got a taste now. They've felt their opponents out, I suppose. So now it's just going to come down to the chase, as there's only 3 members left alive here for Epsilon, but they're stacking up together. They're not really making it happen, and it does seem like LDLC will get to choose the stronger side here on Inferno. I imagine they will want to go for it, and yes, they will, immediately calling for swap. So we will have LDLC starting on the favored side of this map, Inferno just slightly CT favored, and Epsilon, who will be on the offense here.
Yeah, so now, okay, I said USPS was going to be the problem if Epsilon got to start on the CT side. Now what I worry about is the infamous Glock train. If LDLC take positions that are too forward, I want them to really try and play as defensively as they can on B. And I like the fact that they have 3 people here. I think that's a really cool idea. And then leaving, you know, Happy and Uzi over here at the A-bomb side. I'm not opposed to this setup early on.
Oh, but look at this. Fast up second mid right now for Epsilon. What do they got in store for us here? They're going straight up into apartments. There's only 2 guys here to defend for LDLC on the A site. If Epsilon don't slow down, they are going to slow down. They're actually going to change it up and go out boiler right now. So going off the information, great plays from Mistu, though. He gets first blood here on this map. Kaylee is down, and that was a very clean shot there from Mistu to get it.
Yeah, definitely was. And obviously a little bit of a shame, because LDLC, if they could have got the kill on Mistu, they could have wrapped up behind the rest of Epsilon, and that would have been a fantastic start. Maniac will take him down, but now they should know, and it's a big problem here at the A-bomb side. They need a lot of backup as much as they can. Apex with not actually a good shot here, but he will take down SF, and that leaves Shoxy alone in a 1-on-3 and sort of caught in the middle of everything. Not exactly an ideal position here for the Frenchman. He will be going down, and LDLC managed to recover from losing Kaylee early on.
Yeah, they did in fine style as well. I mean, Apex getting 2 kills. His position was crucial from Library. He was just racking them up. They never really managed to stop them there. Epsilon, I'm wondering if the fact that they lost that man, if they lost Mistu down at mid, Mistu probably called that, you know, hey, by the way, this guy's pushing behind you, and I'm wondering if that didn't force their hand. If they felt like they had to speed up behind that then and were forced onto the A site right into the waiting arms of 3 members on the defense for LDLC. So it couldn't have gone better there for LDLC. And now they've got the guns, and it is going to be the YOLO push straight in for B, and 2 kills already to start.
Yeah. Oh, Happy almost caught reloading. He's got to fall back. There's no reason for him to challenge this. He does get the kill, but he could have just fallen back. I mean, this is not the end of the world for LDLC. But I think both those deaths from LDLC could have actually been avoided a little bit if they had just use the fact that they have a whole bomb site to fall back on, instead of insisting to take the fight when they are out of bullets.
I think this is more of maybe a case of, you know, putting their foot down. Or it's just like, okay, we're not afraid. We are going to take these fights. This is an anti-eco round, and now we're going to beast you like it is an anti-eco round. You've only got pistols, that sort of thing. I mean, it's like whatever works for LDLC at this point to build some confidence and show themselves that, yes, we can actually just take these rounds. There's nothing Epsilon can do about it. We are going to just be like this iron wall that they're never going to get through. And now Uzi takes a peek forward, goes for the spray, and Mistu walks right into a bullet. So that's not going to start things off strong here for Epsilon.
No, they don't really have a lot. They have some CZ-75s and mostly Glocks on their team right now. Maniac going to be pushing in, and he goes down directly from that CZ-75 point-blank range. Is definitely very powerful. But the rest of LDLC will pick it up, and it is a good round for them. So right now, 3-0, but obviously this round is going to be the test. Epsilon picking up AKs on everybody, it feels like, and even a Molotov on GMX here.
Maniac saying, nice shot, dirty CZ. That was a good reaction there from GMX though. P250, Deagle, Tech 9, whatever the hell he had in hand. Maybe not a Glock would have done the job just the same as the CZ. So nice work from GMX. But yeah, that is the start that LDLC wanted. 3 solid rounds. They just shut them down. And now you've got 2 guys peeking aggressively in mid right there. No kill for Epsilon, but still some damage done to Kaylee, punishing him.
Yeah, but that kind of a move from Kaylee is one where when we see him back at home, when he's in his own room playing with the AWP, we see him hitting a lot of those shots. And he even missed a couple on them on Mirage. And that's a big problem. You know, that kind of opening shot gives your team so much to work with. But when you miss it, all you're really doing is revealing that you have the AWP, and you even take some damage for it.
Now they know. Maybe Epsilon, you know, they can think. I mean, Kaylee, he's not afraid of using the AWP on Inferno. That's actually his go-to weapon. So could be. Oh, what a shot!
What?
Kaylee, that was sick.
I was just counting the seconds until I was going to be able to follow up that sentence with saying, look at him once again, you know, missing the shot. But he somehow hit that. I was really counting. I was ready to rule him out, basically. Now in the middle, he is going to miss one. Oh, tries to jump back. He will get back around the corner, and they have a decent setup for this one. He's going to miss one shot up close, and now he needs backup from his teammates. Maniac not able to help him out, and everybody's in the bomb site. Apex running in alone. He goes down alone, and now Maniac's turn. This is 1 by 1 from LDLC. No teamwork at all. The bomb isn't down yet. Just 15 seconds. Why are they not waiting?
Somehow it's working though. There's a molly that goes down to block off this site. Happy swaps out for a M4A1 that miraculously has bullets in it, but he's gonna get a great nade right there on top. And it's gonna be Uzi and Happy each getting 1 kill in the end. Epsilon just getting boxed into the back of that site, which was good for LDLC. They kept the pressure on Epsilon. They really kept the pressure on Epsilon, never allowing them to get into good afterplant positions. But that was still. Yeah. That was still brutal for LDLC. They lost at least 2 guys that they didn't exactly have to there.
Felt like it at least. I'm a little bit. I mean, it was partially due to some pretty good smoke. So let's give Epsilon credit for that. That smoke, the smoke that kept Maniac out, and he was basically in pit or up on balcony, and meant that KD was going to be alone in the bomb site. That was really good, but it still felt like LDLC made some questionable decisions running in very much alone at the moment. But they won the round anyway, so well done. 4-0 here. Uzi waiting, and there's still money to buy on Epsilon's side. They're going to peek up Banana, and they will take control of Banana as well. LDLC just returning some grenades.
Yeah, just a bit of the bombardment on both sides at this point. I mean, Epsilon, if they can get another plant, like this is the thing, because they got that plant, they're able to put together a pretty reasonable buy here. But now they have to see. Kaylee is waiting at mid. He's just hoping somebody's going to cross into his crosshairs here. He's looking down at second mid now, just playing patiently. as Epsilon are still kind of trying to feel their way out around the map. Patient play coming in from the Frenchman Epsilon, that is. Seeing as how they've really just spread out all the way across, just hoping to maybe catch Apex, you know, snooping about, catch somebody that they can punish.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Katie's position earlier, but now I don't like it because his teammate, who is Apex, has actually fallen away. So, yeah, nice job, Katie, falling back. That's so dangerous, standing close like that to the middle because you've got Boiler Room and mid to cover. And that's a little bit too much for one person. Looks like Epsilon are going to go for an NIP type play, or what we call the NIP play, actually, just with Shoxy being here at the Boiler Room and making noise. And, well, normally in the play, you leave the guy right here, but Epsilon say, why don't we just all go for the B-bomb side? Every single one. Great pickoff from Happy here, but he needs a lot more. The bomb is coming, and Happy will actually take a third one. All headshots. He gets time to reload. Kiyoshima goes down, and that is a pretty sick defense coming out here from the CT side. Shoxy not going to be able to make a difference this time.
Tries and doesn't quite manage it. So that was actually a very good, a solid hold from LDLC, but also a solid call from them as well because Apex was so close by. He had that flash, and that's the big thing. That was like the money flash that Apex threw in because that just obliterated the vision for half of the Epsilon team that were pushing in. And Happy, instead of him having to fight for those frags, it turned into a chicken shoot, and he just picked off two guys easy as you please. Apex comes to the rescue on the third one as he runs out of bullets, and there you go, LDLC have the round. So just really solid play there by LDLC. That teamwork, that 1-2 combination, just working wonders for them.
Yeah, and now there's no bomb plant for Epsilon, sorry, in the last round, so they are not going to be able to to buy anything this round, and that's really good news for LDLC. They want to just stack as many rounds as they can, not just because, you know, they need to win this map, otherwise they're going to lose the whole grand finals, but also just because mentally, I mean, every consecutive round they win right now, I think is going to matter, not just in this map, but if it goes to the third map, it's going to matter there too.
It is. It's a confidence thing at this point, but they already we're seeing a totally different LDLC from the one we saw in Mirage, which makes us think that LDLC maybe weren't as prepared as they would have liked to have been on that map in particular, because right now it's a totally different beast. Now it's just going to turn into, well, the slaughter maniac, just catching them as they come out of the apartments. There's the click, gets the last headshot almost casually. Whoa! The flick headshot from Kiyoshima. The Huandig exists, but
nice.
That was a great hold from Maniac.
It was. I especially like the detail when he saved 2 bullets in an M4A1 for the last player, because it was quite obvious the Epsilon player up in the apartments was sort of counting. I mean, not exactly counting the bullets. He's not Rain Man, but, you know, just in his head, roughly had an idea. Probably he's going to be reloading now, and, you know, Maniac just a little bit smarter, just saving 2 bullets for a headshot. I like that. But Kaylee here hasn't really, you know, he's got actually bottom fragging with 4 kills. He's got an AWP, and he's almost not had a chance to use it. If he starts stepping up his game and really hitting these shots, it could be even worse for Epsilon than it is right now. Not that this map is definitely over. It's far from over. Epsilon can still come back and take a lot of rounds in a row here. They
can, but you're right. I mean, Kaylee, we've seen what he's capable of with that AWP on this map in particular. It's kind of like, once he gets rolling, it's kind of like what Kenny S or JW is capable of. So really, Epsilon, they have to keep that in the back of their minds that they have to shut him down. And the problem is they're gonna have to deal with several rounds. Apex waits for the smoke to clear and catches Shoxy completely off guard. What a great kill there for LDLC. That's gonna slow things down considerably. Kaylee gets the first kill, but that's the bomb carrier, and now he just gets to rack them up.
And this is the version of Kaylee that they need right here. Great kills coming out, very confident play, and the Molotov as well to keep them back. And just overall great teamwork from LDLC. The timings was absolutely great this round. And I think, yeah, that is the sort of play that they need to if they want to beat Shoxy.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it just so happens that the first guy that goes down there is Apex finding Shoxy as soon as the smoke clears. So Shoxy can't even lend a hand on that push. Kaylee just murders the rest of his team, and then it just falls apart. But Epsilon, despite that fact, they are still able to actually put together a reasonable buy here. They do have quite a bit of money, in fact, so they will be able to actually, you know, get the nades, get what's necessary here. Kaylee already posted up at mid, hoping, but look at the position that Epsilon are going for here. They're really looking to wrap around and catch Kaylee off guard, but the perfect spray from Apex. He gets 2 and does massive damage to a third one. Mistu now trying to peek around the corner, and he's going to get caught by Kaylee. Kaylee, you just can't get rid of this guy.
And that was in spite of the fact that Kaylee actually bumped into the wall then and got stuck a little bit, which is unfortunate, though. A great headshot from Kiyoshima will bring down Uzi. Unfortunately, that is probably not going to be enough here. Now it's one of those situations where Uzi can't really win this round unless LDLC make a lot of mistakes, and Maniac's not even going to allow for it. He actually just pushes up alone and gets the kill, which I would consider a little bit dangerous. I mean, imagine if Uzi had been ready, or sorry, if Kiyoshima had been ready for it and got that kill. That would have been a 1-on-2, and that's all of a sudden winnable.
That's feasible, right? But right now, it's to me like the way that they're playing at this point, LDLC. It's kind of like our joke that we had the other night, where it's just like hashtag just Flusha things. Now we're starting to see hashtag just Apex things, and we're really starting to see him kind of play his game. And this is his game. He loves to make these aggressive kind of pushes that are going to catch opponents off guard. Wait behind smokes, wait for the smoke to clear, shoot a guy in the face, or just push into two guys. You know, get into the right position at the right time. That's all that Apex is about. So now, watching this, you know, LDLC, they have 8 rounds on the board, and Apex is starting to play his game. You can tell that the frame of mind has shifted, and LDLC are feeling a whole lot more confident about the situation here.
It feels like it. You might be right. Maybe that is the big difference here. It's certainly working out anyway, so maybe, you know, my criticism isn't in the right place right now, because 8-0 is definitely means that something is working for them. Shoxy also is at 1-0-8 at the moment. Which is obviously unfortunate, but he has died, you know, first a lot of rounds, so we'll see if he can step it up here and make a big difference. I think if Epsilon can get up to 5 rounds, then they're still perfectly in this game. If they get, you know, 4 or 0 or whatever, then it's not really looking good.
Yeah, I think they would be happy with getting like 3 rounds at this point. 4 rounds, yeah, 4 rounds. If they could get 4 rounds, I think they'd be ecstatic, because the money on LDLC is just, it's monstrous at this point. LDLC have so much cash that Epsilon have to buy, and rebuy. But now it's going to be Apex. Good flash, and that's going to give him an opportunity. Kaylee spots a man, goes for the shot, misses it though. Man makes it right around the corner just in the nick of time. Maniac going for the shot, and he's not going to get it either. This is actually turning into a slugfest, and this isn't what LDLC want here. But they will come out on top with 3 guys alive.
Yeah, Apex doing a tremendous amount of work in this round. 3-2-2, or 13-2-2, sorry, is his score. Don't want to rob him of those 10 kills. And that's a great switch up from what it was early in the game on Mirage. Late on Mirage, Apex sort of woke up and got a lot of kills, but you have to get the kills early in the game, and that's what he's doing now. 9-0, and we're into the 10th round, and Epsilon actually have gone a lot of rounds without even putting the bomb down, so even if they're getting the 3,400 loss bonus, it's actually not enough to equip everyone here.
That's the big mistake, actually, coming out from LDLC there. Miscommunication again. Kaylee rebought an off, despite the fact that his teammate saved one for him. So that was 4750 out the window. He just chucked the spare one up on the roof.
Yeah,
so I'm talking about how important that bank is for LDLC right now, and they just wasted a whole big chunk of it that could come back to bite them afterwards.
Yeah, don't want to give any opening, but this time they did trade Kaylee for Shoxy and SF, so that's a pretty good trade on the side of LDLC. Luckily, Maniac was in a good position, and he did not hesitate for a moment to get those 2 kills. Also, GMX is very low, and this is going to be kind of a B push from Epsilon, but I have a lot of questions, or a lot of doubt about whether or not this is going to work out. Uzi doesn't have any more grenades yet, but look at Happy. He's got a Molotov and a flashbang, and that should be enough to hold this push.
Yeah, as soon as it's basically now, the timing is perfect. He throws that down, drops the bomb as well. Epsilon are just committed. They can't turn back at this point, and Happy gets the last 3 kills, makes it look easy. Just catches them as they come around the corner, running through the flames. I mean, his timing couldn't have been better with that molly. But it's brutal whichever way you look at it there for Epsilon. They want to go for B because they're hoping, crossing their fingers, that perhaps LDLC have only got 1 guy holding on it. But, you know, so they think, okay, this is going to be the weaker side of the 2 where we can really make our numbers count. But then LDLC just play it so well in the end, Happy with the perfectly timed nade to just ruin their day.
Yeah, 10-0, and it's kind of now or never, I think, for Epsilon. They need to win a round here. I think once LDLC get to 11 or more rounds, it's going to be... Well, I mean, it's going to be an insane comeback if it happens, but I can't really believe in it. I think it's now that they need to step up and win, you know, a number of rounds in a row here. And the problem is obviously that LDLC can pretty much buy for the remainder of this game. I mean, that's the problem.
It's been like that for a while. That's the thing. It's like it's been like that since like the 8th round, basically, where LDLC, they've just been so far ahead. Epsilon, it's an uphill struggle for half the half, where they just have to fight against an LDLC that are going to be able to buy perpetually. So this is Epsilon. That if they want to win these 4 rounds that I think that they need at all costs, it's going to be the hard way for them.
Molotov comes out, and that's Q-Shima. Actually, they're going to get split up. Half the team on the wrong side of the Molotov. They're running in here. Maniac with a good kill. Then Kaylee misses a shot, and there's no time for that. It's going to be down to a 2-on-3, and maybe the first time here, Epsilon can actually get in, get the bomb down, and potentially even win the round. They still have a lot of HP, and this should, without a doubt, be their round to pick up.
Exactly. This is it right here. The big opportunity. Happy is going to sneak out from library. but is that a molly that just went down to cut him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got mollies all over the place. Fire and flames, brimstone, it's all here, but this is now going to be Uzi who gets flashed. That's going to just expose them completely out in the open. SF chases him down, gets the headshot. Happy rolls in, gets 2! All of a sudden, it just completely changes here. He could actually stop this, but then SF knows exactly where that bomb is planted. It's bangable now. Happy just goes down.
Yeah, very, very smart play from SF. I'm impressed that he got the first shot through the smoke. I actually have no idea how he did that, but obviously just knew the angle and decided it was time to start shooting. But the fact that he was so decisive in going up and taking down that guy through the box, you know, was defusing the bomb, that's some really good play. Nice quality there. Now it's going to be 10-1. And obviously LDLC, as we said earlier, plenty of money to buy this round and the next one again if they lose it. And Epsilon are in a terrible position now. If they lose this upcoming round, it's going to be so tough. Everyone already knows it. That means their round loss bonus is going to be reset, and they will have no money at all.
They'll be down to 1,400, basically. So that's not a whole lot of money to work with. And when you're this close to the end of the half, you don't want to be giving any free rounds away to LDLC. You need every round is crucial. And Kaylee getting a headshot on GMX, who tried to catch Kaylee off guard. That's the thing. Epsilon, they know how Kaylee is playing. GMX clearly had an idea, and he tried to go for it, but Kaylee was just too quick for him, and that's the problem. When Kaylee starts landing shots like that, it just gets that much harder to deal with. I mean, Uzi's only got 4 frags to his name, but he's only died 4 times as well, so it's not even like he's doing bad. Like, this is just LDLC dominating.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right what you just said. I think GMX definitely had a good understanding of how Kaylee plays, and he wanted to get up close, which is a very nice idea. I mean, obviously at that point, if Kaylee misses the shot, that's an easy kill for GMX to take, and that would open up the map a lot. Now this time it's going to be a B push, and look at Happy's position. This is interesting with an M4A1. If they come through the smoke, and they are going to have to, there's no time for them to wait on the other side. 25 seconds, they have to push, and right now they're not, and that might just cost them the round here.
Look at this, the yellow. He's going to go for the yellow flash. He's going to go right into pool. He turns around, and Epsilon are going to be completely blind, but they spot him first. He's still alive. Happy and Uzi, they hold. 10 seconds left, and Happy's in the position. If he stays alive just a couple seconds longer, this is all he needs. It's done. They can't possibly win it now, Epsilon. And that is it. LDLC, they don't even need to let them get onto the site. Epsilon, they just can't do it.
They just can't do it. That was, however, I mean, that is a very, very cool position. And you're absolutely right about the flashbang. That's obviously the great thing about that particular thing, because you do have time. Probably when they push in, they're going to be looking at the guy who's towards CT spawn. He's making noise and shooting at them. So that flashbang is going to be devastating. Obviously, we didn't see, like, the full potential of it, but I would love to see that working just one more time. And now Epsilon, as we said, they're in a very deep hole. They have the 1 AK on Super Fighter, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, this is it's right back to square one, and that's not exactly what they want here. I mean, they just bought that AK because SF had a little bit more money, which is basically evening out their money. So they're like, hey, if you can get anything done with that AK, that's great on you, do it. But it's not going to wreck our economy if you go for it. So right now, Epsilon, they need to rely on him to get something done here with that AK, but it just doesn't seem like LDLC can crack. Kaylee once again gets another shot. GMX is finally going to catch him off guard, though, and GMX and Apex managing to get 2.
Yeah, and then Maniac up here. Super Fighter is going to go down to Apex, who ends up with a triple kill. A little bit of a shaky round from LDLC, and I was getting worried by how aggressively they were playing in middle, because when you know, and they would have known, that they were up against almost only pistols, it is really, you know, it's like the most fundamental mistake you can make is just assuming this is going to be an easy round, boys. And at this point, LDLC being so far ahead, there's no reason for them to give up, you know, an anti-eco and start to give Epsilon any kind of confidence. Why not just destroy them 16-1 here?
Utterly, right? I mean, there is a third map behind this. That's the thing. So it's not over with this map. LDLC, they need to leave a lasting imprint here. Happy right now, posted up in the position he is. He could wreak havoc, but they're just going to manage to make it around the corner in time. Not sure if he spots Mistu. I think he did, but Uzi's going to get the kill. And this is actually going to slow things down quite a bit here. Apex trying to go for some spray through the smoke. It's not going to get anything. It looks like Epsilon are just trying to speed up behind for a B push, but then they stop in Banana, and it just kind of like settles.
Yeah, and in the first 13 rounds, this is the first time we've seen Happy actually out on Banana, out by the car instead of inside the bomb site. So obviously Epsilon really not expecting that. Although Mistu died in a rather different way. I thought Happy would have been able to, you know, pick them off just out of, you know, sheer surprise. But actually I think Mistu maybe was a little bit nervous then and just wasn't ready for it. Now they are going to go for the B push. You're absolutely right. And there's still a smoke here. Look at Happy smoking off with 40 seconds left. They're going to have to go through, and that's the bomb down on the wrong side of the smoke. and Epsilon are going to commit to it, and that is going to be their death. Uzi handling that with absolute precision, and that's an ace from Uzi. I mean, we said earlier he only had 4 kills. Now he's up to 10. What a great round from Uzi. Give him some credit for the way he handled that M4A1. That was surgical. I'm definitely, yeah. Don't worry about that.
Uzi, I was just waiting for him basically because it's like the kid, you know, in the schoolyard right now, and all of his friends, you know, they're like sharing the candy and whatnot, and he's kind of left out because there's just not enough candy to go around, and then the teacher notices and like comes over and hands him some candy, right? Like Uzi is definitely worthy of the candy. He just hasn't had the chance yet. There we go. He gets the time to shine, and he does it brilliantly.
He eats all of it at once as well, which you're not really supposed to do. Kaylee gonna try and fall back here. They're coming for him. This is the last round of the half, and Mr. will take down 1. If Epsilon can take this, it won't even make a big difference, but, you know, maybe psychologically it will. It's 2-on-4, and they have picked up all the rifles that they've stolen. The bomb is going to go down, and the retake probably going to be very hard here for Happy and Uzi.
It's going to be tough, but they've got good positions here. SF on balcony, that's going to make it really tough to get into this site with him on Overwatch, and then we have a man waiting in pit as well. That's Mistu with the AWP picked off of Kaylee. So there is an opportunity here for SF. Or for Epsilon, rather, to hold. But look at Uzi's position. He gets right in onto the site. He's on this plant. Can he actually get the defuse? No, GMX is already putting shots on him from pit. And SF is here, who's just going to rush him down, sees him in the smoke, and executes him.
All right. I actually think that was a very cool attempt from LDLC, but given the position they were in, it wasn't really going to happen. 13-2 is going to be the score for the first half on this second map. So if you are just joining us here at the Room on Fire, then welcome to the show. Thank you for joining the channel. I hope you've enjoyed your time so far. This is the Dreamhack Valencia Grand Finals. And again, if you're joining us and wondering why weren't you guys streaming all day? Then we were supposed to, guys. We had it planned. We were both up early this morning, and then, unfortunately, my pug got ill, and I had to take her to the vet to get her checked out. And then I actually had to babysit her or puck sit her the rest of the day. So that's basically what happened. But now, we're back in the action here. Thank you for subscribing, those of you who have, and remember to follow the channel. This round starts off with Uzi taking down GMX, who's been so good in this game so far for Epsilon, so that's not the ideal start, and obviously, if LDLC win this round, it's game over. It's
lights out, and we go to map 3 very quickly. But there's Shoxy living up to a bit of that reputation you were singing about earlier. Great shot there to bring it back to a 4-on-4 situation, and that's actually slowed down LDLC quite a bit. They don't have many nades left to work with, whereas Epsilon, they still have 2 guys who are fully kitted out. Shoxy holding this angle, though. This is very dangerous. Kaylee takes the peek, and Shoxy, he's still taking this fight. He has no fear.
He really doesn't. He's the one guy who has any kind of body armor, so really don't want him going down. And now they're really close to him. He's going to go, and now they're rushing him down. And Shoxy using these angles so well. I mean, one thing is Shoxy's aim. Nobody can deny that, but his movement is also very, very good. Apex tries to take the fight alone against him, and he's going to go down. Look, great Kaylee with a great shot. He's going to fall back. They're coming for him, and SF and Kyoshima try to double team him. Not a lot of health left on SF, though, and the bomb goes down. Oh, no, Epsilon.
Great work from Happy. He even gets another one as well. Just finished reloading there. Now it's all going to be down onto Kyoshima, who is wrapping around quad, looking towards Arch, and now on long. It's not looking good for him, though. There's a man on balcony, and he just gets insta-gibbed as soon as he's spotted. No mercy. Kaylee catches him at range, and that is it. LDLC pick up the second round pistol, and this has just been outright domination. I mean, LDLC, I'm sure they would have loved to have pulled a 16-0 just like Epsilon did earlier in this tournament, but still, I mean, this is a statement right here. If LDLC close it out 16-2, Epsilon are going to be rattled going into the third map. That's a hard loss to come back from. Even worse than the beating LDLC took on Mirage.
Yeah, I agree. It is, and it's also hard because Epsilon, I haven't seen as many really devastating mistakes from Epsilon. It just seems like LDLC have upped their game by a good 40 to 50% from Mirage, and that's almost impossible to do, so credit to them for doing that. We'll see Shoxy in the middle with a Mag 7. Kaylee and Apex ran around the corner. Be lovely to see some shotgun action, and this is exactly the right range to use a shotgun. Shoxy, though, will miss the shot, and then that's pretty much game over, and I really like the fact that LDLC are playing this round so slowly, even though they know they've basically won this map.
Yeah, it's a matter of just not leaving anything up to chance, and you got to appreciate that LDLC, they don't actually start throwing their weight around. Oh, we've got so many rounds to play with. Let's just go ahead and go for this risky play, right? And they aren't doing that. GMX just blows Happy off of that cart. Wow.
Get wrecked, son.
Oh, that was sick.
All right, so they might lose the map, but GMX got to do that, and I think that's almost worth it, right? Uzi trying to take a fight with him. This is Nova versus UMP, and in my, you know, in my 1.6 heart, it hurts a little to see people picking up those guns, but they do work in this game.
They work pretty well. Well, I mean, the ump is dirty ump money as well, but Kiyoshima, he should get wrapped around on here, going for the mad spray. Uzi with the ADA strafe is going to manage to pick up the final frag, and that is 15-2 now. Epsilon, it's going to be rinse repeat. There's no other option for them. They have no money. They have to go for pistol armor. A shotty on GMX. He had success last round. Let's see if he can do it again this time around. Shoxy, is he going to go for it? No, he just goes for the Huandig. Okay.
So, I mean, one of the hardest things, I think, from an outsider's point of view, you know, if you're not listening in on their team speak or you don't know these people who are playing personally, which I guess Semra and I can't really claim to do. Oh, that's a sick 1D from Shoxy. Okay, Kiyoshima trying to follow up. And so I'll finish this sentence after we're done with the half. Remind me, Semra, that I was going to say something intelligent.
Will do.
All right, Kiyoshima gets grenaded down. Nice play from Happy, and GMX really far pushed up. I mean, Epsilon just trying whatever they can here, and oh, GMX gets caught off, so not really working out.
No, he's trying to force the issue. That's the thing, GMX. You know, rather than kind of waiting passively up in apartments, he was out on the hunt. He wanted to get that man advantage back for his team, and to do that with the 5-7, or not the 5-7, rather the swag 7, like you have to get fairly close to an opponent. So not gonna work. But then Shoxy.
Oh god, they just ran straight in. Maniac now trying to take the fight here. Shoxy gonna be another headshot. He's looking for the ace, and Kaylee is gonna go down, and Shoxy just showing, tipping his hand a little bit there, showing, oh yeah, by the way, you remember I'm the guy that beat Hellraisers, and he comes up with an ace. 3 of them pistol headshots from the Deagle, and 2 AK shots. Absolutely wrecked. 15-3.
All right, well, now is it too late for Shoxy to wake up from his nap and turn the tide?
Yes, Semler, it is too late.
You really think so?
I cannot believe in it. I won't allow it.
The problem is, in this match, I can't put on the hat because they're both French teams. So
yeah, we did wonder what would happen.
They're out.
It's one. Well, I mean, Epsilon are more French, right?
Sort of.
No, wait. Sorry, I think LDLC are more French. They have. I don't know.
Actually, I think isn't Epsilon pure French, and LDLC they actually have the one Swiss Maniac.
Yeah, exactly.
To mess things up.
It. This round, 5 players left, 3 on 1 now, as Shoxy just goes completely ham again and picks up 3 kills. He is going to go down to Uzi, who's now looking for another shot with the pistol, but it's not going to work out. I mean, for Epsilon to do this, we're talking 11 straight rounds in a row on the CT side of Inferno. It has been done before, but come on.
Well, it's just such an insanely long journey that they have ahead of them, Epsilon. If they were to actually take this to overtime to settle this, they have to take 11 rounds in a row. 11 rounds in a row. That's just picture that for a moment and just, you know, try and grasp that. 11 rounds in a row. It sounds big, but basically what Epsilon are telling themselves at this point is just 1 round at a time. We play 1 round at a time. You don't even look at the score up top. It doesn't matter. You play 1 round at a time and you go at it and just do your thing. So if Shoxy starts to really, you know, get a flow going, I mean, it's entirely possible. But LDLC, they've got so much. I mean, it really does seem like they've got so much experience as a team. They're going to go for a straight up short rush, flashes and smokes, all in.
Yeah, and GMX with some good defense. He even conserves a couple of bullets there. Now actually going to get help from Mistu. So very cool defense coming out here from the CT side. They're just making you work. Happy is going to be alone in 1-on-3, and he does get 2 kills for it, but it's not going to be enough. But I wanted to say there's another thing that I think Epsilon can accomplish in this game, even if they don't manage to force the overtime. They can just manage to regain a lot of confidence and take, you know, some of all the momentum and hype that LDLC have going on and, you know, just put it away for a while. So that even if they lose the map and it goes on to the last map, they're still gonna, you know, be better off than if they had just outright lost, you know, 16-3 or something.
No, there is that. It's about, I mean, that's the thing. It's slowing down the momentum right now because at the end of that half, LDLC looked like a tractor rolling downhill and nothing was going to stop it, right? But now Epsilon have somehow, you know, got bitten by a radioactive spider and they've started to slow that momentum a little bit and start getting a little bit of confidence back in themselves. Like they're really starting to figure it out a little bit. So if Epsilon can continue to just get rounds on the board here and slow LDLC down, start to make LDLC wonder, you know, sweat a little bit, things can turn around here. It's really going to, I mean, this should shape up to be one hell of a third map in any case.
Yep, and I don't even want to call it yet. I mean, the way Epsilon are playing right now, holding everything down, and they just look like a completely different team from they did in the first half. So 9 rounds after this one, and it is actually possible. LDLC, they have to be very clever about what they're doing right here. They realize they probably think, right, I mean, what they should be thinking, but not playing as, they should be thinking, all we need is one entry kill. One entry kill on the bomb site, and then we're probably good to go. But if they play like that, if they start actually just, you know, saying, all right, we got 9 rounds, out of those 9 rounds, are we going to get, you know, one good entry kill? Yeah, probably. So let's just, you know, let's just get it done. Like, they gotta really focus here, because this is where things can get really tough.
Exactly. But for now, it does seem like LDLC, they've decided to slow down the pace a little bit. I mean, now they've realized, well, we've got so many rounds that we can go for the ultra aggression. We can just go for the balls out, run up short, flash everywhere, smoke everywhere, and cross our fingers, hope that we can stop GMX, who's on that A site, and just mows us all down, basically. So now they're actually, it seems like they're trying to slow down the pace a little bit and just go for the picks. Spread out around the map. Apex is now working his way through apartments. There's a double stack here, however. There's GMX around the corner, and another man waiting to support GMX. So this could go south for Apex if he decided to push up there, but he's going to wait for the flash, goes for the spray, and Apex comes out on top with a whole lot of health to boot.
And Apex playing that very smartly. GMX actually flashed Mistu in, which is a very good idea, and if GMX had been looking, that would have been probably GMX died, but because he was all the way back, as soon as you heard the flash, you realized some guy's going to be peeking, so I'm going to go right after the flash, so that actually works out in my favor. SF goes down, and now things are looking very good for LDLC. We may actually see that third map in just 30 seconds here. It's a 5-on-3. They're going to run back to the A-bomb site where GMX is in pit, which is admittedly a really strong position, but I'm not sure you can hold it against 5 people.
He's a lone solo, and they just make it around the corner as well. Epsilon are hot on their heels, though. LDLC, they have to go. They're about to get completely outflanked. Shoxy's going to walk right in, and now they know Kyoshima is going to clear up the man holding defense, but then it's all down to Kyoshima. 1v3, gets 2. They're almost out of time, but the bomb is planted. And now it's all down to Kyoshima, who's just, he's got so little health to work with.
Yeah, Uzi calling GG early, and they call it GM. Kyoshima's going to punish them. It's going to be an ace here. Uzi has already called GG. If he goes down now, it is instant karma, but he will finish the round. Oh, it seemed like there should have been some justice in the universe to take down Uzi then, but I mean, I guess they do call BM as well on his own team. That is kind of funny. All right, 16-6 is the score in favor of LDLC. Epsilon could not quite make the comeback, but they showed us before the end. I mean, Shoxy got an ace, and almost at the end here, Kyoshima with one as well. So they are definitely still a team to be feared. Now, guys, we're going to go to the third map, which let me just check so I don't make any mistakes here what it actually is. It's going to be Nuke, so the knife round is going to be important. But we'll have a quick break, guys. Don't go far. We'll be right back. Remember to follow and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot, and we do appreciate it. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be right back with the third map after this.